Hey everyone, welcome back. Football, the most popular sport in the world today. With over 4 billion fans globally, it's played and watched in nearly every corner of the planet. But where did it all begin? Who invented football? Well, the origins of the game are ancient, and its journey to the modern version we know today is a fascinating story. The history of football can be traced back thousands of years to various ancient civilizations. In China, a game known as Kuju was played as early as 2000 years ago, where players kicked a leather ball into a small net. Similarly, the Greeks and Romans had their own versions of football-like games. But these early forms of football were very different from the modern game. In ancient Greece, a game called episkiros was played, which involved two teams trying to keep a ball from hitting the ground while using their feet and hands. Similarly, the Romans played harpastum, a fast-paced game that featured elements similar to modern football. These early games were not football as we know it, but they laid the groundwork for its development. In medieval Europe, football began to take on a new form. Villages and towns across the continent had their own versions of the game, which were often wild, chaotic affairs. Imagine huge crowds of people trying to move a ball across vast distances using whatever means necessary, sometimes even with no clear rules. But the turning point for football came in the 19th century in England. In the 1800s, different schools and universities across the country had various forms of football, but there was no standard set of rules. Some allowed handling the ball, while others focused strictly on kicking. This lack of consistency led to confusion and conflicts during matches. To solve this, a group of football enthusiasts met in 1863 in London to form the Football Association, FA, and this is where modern football was born. They drew up the first formal rules of the game, which emphasized kicking the ball rather than carrying it, officially separating football from rugby, which allowed more physical contact and ball handling. The first Football Association Cup was held in 1871, further formalizing the sport and increasing its popularity. By the late 1800s, football had spread to other countries, with clubs forming in places like Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. Football's international appeal was undeniable. The first international match took place in 1872 between England and Scotland. As the sport gained momentum, FIFA, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, was founded in 1904 to oversee international competition. The first FIFA World Cup was held in 1930 in Uruguay, marking a significant milestone in football history. This tournament showcased the sport on a global stage, and it has since grown into the most watched sporting event in the world. The World Cup, now the biggest sporting event in the world, further solidified football's position as the most popular sport on the planet. Today, football is played and adored by millions across every continent. From grassroots to professional leagues, the game has evolved into a cultural phenomenon. But the spirit of competition and community that started in those early folk games remains at the heart of football. So, while we can't point to a single person who invented football, we can credit ancient civilizations for inspiring early forms of the game, and the Football Association in England for shaping it into the sport we know and love today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the origins of football, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let us know your favorite football team and player in the comments below.